So since D23 Expo has now come and gone, we've received some additional insight regarding World Celebration, which is set to replace the main central area of Future World within Epcot. So let's dive into all of that up next. This video is sponsored by Mickey Travels, a platinum level authorized Disney vacation planner which can take the hassle out of all of your vacation planning. So visit the link in the description box to get your free quote today. Hi there Waltoneers, I'm Jack and this is of course DSNY Newscast, and go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel and hit that notification icon so therefore you always receive an update when we release videos regularly on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And with that being said, let's get straight into the topic. As this weekend marks the beginning of the drastic transformational changes coming to Future World, as it becomes World Nature, World Discovery and most importantly World Celebration. As when Epcot closes on Saturday the 7th of September, we will have said our final farewell to iconic staples of Future World such as Innovations, Club Cool and the majestic Fountain of Nations. And thus Epcot's new chapter will be about to begin, which is so brilliantly encapsulated in the park's new tagline.
Epcot, the magic of possibility.
And it's these possibilities that we're going to be covering today on DSNY Newscast, as despite how hard it's going to be to say goodbye to these fixtures of Future World, a bright new vision has been laid out. And so let's start off with the entrance area to Epcot, as we know that Walt Disney Imagineering is going to be infusing Epcot with new futuristic design aesthetics that will include kinetic energy through the combination of elemental nature and technological interactivity, whilst also drawing inspiration from Epcot's iconic past, as we can see that the entrance will be beautified with the inclusion of green spaces, as once where there was cold slabs of towering monoliths from Leave a Legacy, the entrance will now offer year-round changes of pops of colour produced by blossoming flower beds and tree cover. But most importantly, within this entire area, in my opinion, is that we'll finally see a tribute to the original three-pillared prismatic obelisk fountain with this beam of light illuminating through the centre. And right from the get-go, with this new Epcot entrance, you'll be greeted with the original Epcot Centre 5-circle design. That will become a new symbol for the park once again. However, it's once you go under Spaceship Earth that you'll encounter this new vista of World Celebration, as this walkway on the right hand side will be widened and then divided up into two paths, which will lead you to Dreamer's Point. Now it's important to understand here that apparently this new World Celebration will be an intertwined, multi-leveled area, which will see Disney do away with the flat and basic layout of Future World to instead create a dynamically tiered landscape, as insiders have stated that Dreamer's Point, which is this area here at the new exit of Spaceship Earth, will be a raised balcony concourse, which will be raised higher and overlook the other parts of World Celebration. And this is even shown in the concept art with this ramp leading down to the other sections. But it's here at Dreamer's Point where of course you'll find the brand new Walt Disney statue, which personally, despite being extremely happy with all of these new plans, I've got to say that I'm probably the most excited for this new touch of Walt magic to this new Epcot. As yes, I know that Epcot isn't the original vision that Walt had laid out all those years ago, but I do feel that this rejuvenation of Epcot is trying to get back some of the original theme to entertain, inform and inspire by using popular Disney characters to entertain, new Circle Vision films being updated to inform, and the futuristic Garden City landscaping to inspire. But then as you descend down from Dreamer's Point, you'll come to a three-way separation. One leading to the Seas Pavilion through the Journey of Water, which is the Moana-inspired walkthrough experience. The other leading towards the main area of World Celebration. And lastly, there will be a direct walkway, which is this pink pathway, which will connect to the new Festival Celebration building. But now let's return to the ground level of World Celebration, as roughly where the front half of Fountain of Nations currently resides will be a brand new story fountain that will be extremely reminiscent of Fountain of Nations. But the main difference here is that this new fountain will have a more circular design, which will use the newest fountain technology with more lighting and new dancing fountain effects, whereas Fountain of Nations had more of an oval shaped design and a much larger footprint. And then also within this area there'll be plenty of interactive plant life and a wishing tree. But all around this area, it will be using new LED lighting to infuse pops of vibrancy and colour into this celebration theme, and it seems that this new space is being designed for further expansion of the festivals within Epcot, with the inclusion of some live entertainment aspects and ever-changing outdoor experiences, and maybe even introduce some new festivals to Epcot as well during the summer period. But on the other side of the main area, acting as the divider between World Discovery and Celebration, is the building that will be formerly known as Innovations East, with vast renovations being made to Electric Umbrella and Mousekit, as they will still be a restaurant and Epcot's main merchandise location, but they will be receiving an overall renovation and new look to help modernise them out of the 1980s and 1990s style that they currently have. But now let's get to the most interesting part of this entire World celebration, and that's this yet to be named new festival building, that in my opinion is a great addition to the Epcot skyline, as with it only standing around 3 to 4 stories tall, which is much shorter than that of Spaceship Earth, which stands at 12 stories tall. Personally, I think it will act as a great complement to the design aesthetic of Spaceship Earth, as this new building looks like something straight out of Walt's original vision for Epcot or the 2015 movie of Tomorrowland. And despite this new building essentially taking the position of this entire area here on the current Future World layout, it won't block the view directly across from World Showcase of Spaceship Earth. However, the most intriguing elements of this new building are probably its ground level and the rooftop, as it seems that Disney will be digging deeper into its foundations to create extra height, which can be seen here with the inclusion of steps and ramps in the background to the other ground level areas of World Celebration. But when you examine this new piece of concept art, you can see just how this will add to the architectural design aesthetic of Epcot, with this new lily pad-like design of the main support beams and winding glass staircases coupled with the covered outdoor escalator or staircase on the other side leading to the second level. And whilst this new structure will offer plenty more shade and covered space to shelter from the Florida heat and rainstorms, off in the distance you can actually see this new building, which will be the new meet and greet area for the characters within Epcot. But despite the obvious main function of this building's second floor to offer flexible space for various festivals, which is probably what we're seeing here within this studio setup, it's the rooftop garden or city in the sky aspect which I think is going to be the greatest addition. As yes, of course, it's going to be used as a premium viewing space for the Epcot nighttime spectaculars, but throughout the day it will offer a great place to go and grab a drink and take in the stunning views of Epcot's World Showcase and Epcot's World Nature, World Discovery and World Celebration. And the other thing which I haven't really seen mentioned anywhere regarding this building is the fact that the second glass enclosed level of this building will sit very close to the monorail track, which will offer another touch of futurism to this new building. And so personally you can probably tell that I'm very optimistic and excited to see the new vision of Epcot's future world begin to take shape over the coming years. However, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't also welcome Epcot becoming home to a new science and technology festival at some point throughout the year, as that has personally been on a wish list of mine for Epcot for quite a while now. And lastly, since we've mentioned Epcot's new nighttime spectaculars, I just want to discuss them a little further, as I'm sure we'll receive way more details and an extended preview for the permanent replacement to Illuminations coming in 2020, which we now know will be called HarmonioUs, which to me doesn't sound like the best name, as I personally would have preferred Disney to keep the Illuminations name with a different secondary title like we saw with Illuminations Reflections of Earth. But I also see the other argument that this is a new show and therefore deserves its own name, and at least Disney are trying to carry through the same name within a name idea like Illuminations and now HarmonioUs. But despite where you might sit with regards to the name, the new HarmonioUs show is promising to be the biggest Disney nighttime spectacular that they've ever created, and from what I've heard, it should deliver on that promise. And in addition to this, I've also heard some of the complaints that people have had towards Disney music being used within this new nighttime show. But personally, I actually quite like the idea of using the diverse set of Disney characters to help represent the numerous nations and regions of the world and bring them all together into one World Showcase nighttime spectacular. Although on a side note, I've got to say I'm looking forward to the interim show Epcot Forever a lot more, and can't wait to experience it live for myself when it debuts on October 1st. So stay tuned to DSNY Newscast, as we'll be covering all of that and more at the beginning of October. But now it's over to you, the Waltoneers. I would like to know, what are your thoughts and opinions on this new World Celebration area, and if you could enhance it in any way possible by either adding new transportation options or even new interactive elements, then what would you do and why? And of course, don't forget to put the timestamp for where the hidden Mickey appeared somewhere in this video, along with your suggestion or your comment, to be in with a chance to win one of these official Waltoneer DSNY Newscast enamel pins. And congratulations to this Waltoneer here for winning this suggestion from the previous video, where we were talking all about Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coming to Epcot. And so that's it for today, so go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel, hit that notification icon so that you always receive an update when we release new videos on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And if you've enjoyed today's video all about Epcot's World Celebration, then give this video a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.